Music, Jeff? You know, that thing you're
I
on.
had to push record first.
I just like that he looks into the camera. Just says, what?
Yeah, I'm ready. What?
The music is playing. Relax. Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Lemma Champ or lucky track dog league you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and notes in the world of amateur endurance racing, and whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough and you get to join us by Zoom, we're sure you're going to giggle a little and learn even less. This week you might learn more because we're going to take some caller advice, tips, tricks,
It can't be
news,
any
and
worse
notes.
than us.
Can't be any worse.
So,
I don't know. It depends on how much Randy has really drank. Everyone, report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm mental.
And we are Everyone Racers. And thanks for coming back and listening to a V8-60, which is a flathead V8, according to the notes that I know nothing about. So please don't ask me.
I learned about it today.
Cute.
What episode number is this really? 136, right? Oh, 100.
36.
Just keep
It's 136 cubic inch, of course. If you're not driving a car and you're not because we're all on Coronication, don't forget the new and improved bingo card. Link is in the show notes.
I should pull that up now.
Yeah, we could have a live one.
Attendees, if you get bingo, make sure you raise your hand or put in the chat or the Q&A that you got bingo, and we will call on you to ask what you got. I cannot guarantee that I will watch everything, but I will do my best. I will be your host tonight. Let's begin with Mental. Are you doing notes? Or are you ready to answer the question?
Sure.
What you working on?
Well, like everyone else on Coronication, I've been working on the house. So I put in, the pool never closed, but we officially opened the pool. So Vicky dug out the floats and we've got our giant floats in there and our floating drink holders. I took the pool pump apart and got all of our filters cleaned. So now it's all fully functional. I've been in the pool every day this week. It's been great.
What temperature is the pool now there in Las Vegas?
I don't want to know.
Right now, the pool is a lovely 76 degrees.
Oh, what's the
Because
air?
last time we were there, it was 51.
What's
or
the air
48 or
like?
something.
Every night, overnight, it's about 70 to 75, but every day this week we've been hitting high 90s, low 100s.
Damn.
That kind of sucks, actually.
Yeah.
I want that.
I'm telling you, it really does. It went for a run today. It's just not that bad when it's a dry heat. I know I
Get right in the pool.
Yeah, exactly. And then I totally get done running and hop in the pool. It's great.
I also went for a run today, but it was like 65 and glorious. So
Yes, 65 is good. So Saturday got all of my trees pruned. So I've done all my yard work, and then I did some. I'm trying to put pathways around my house because all the rocks are very pointy and they hurt. So I had some flagstones and some pavers and have all of that out. So I've been trying to get all that laid out, and more or less I'm back at work. So I'm knocking out a couple things this week. We'll talk about it later when we get into the meat of the show, but tomorrow I have volunteered to be the designated liver for the fundraiser that Randy's running for the, this is really the only environment where you can get drunk and then go race a car and not be charged with attempted murder.
Hey, Mental.
Mhm.
Why aren't you talking into a microphone?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to relax and lean back. All right.
Yes.
Just pull the microphone towards you.
can do
Yes,
that.
because we had Tube of Mockery there for a
Oh.
while.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. So I'm the designated liver for the Lemon's Eye race tomorrow. That should be entertaining because I'm going to be driving a Mustang on Barber. Can't be any worse than the actual Mustang I drove at Barber.
Yes, it can. That was terrible.
Chris did that yesterday, Monday, whatever.
Yes,
day
I know.
is.
We were duking it out. I know. I was like 420 with the my horse's amazing livery. Did Ohms get on here? And then when it pulled away from me, it's Chris. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
until I crashed again.
Ding.
Clang.
Flag. I think I bashed into Jim. That was really my only major issue.
Well, this is not what you're working on. This is iRacing reports. So let's
Yeah.
keep moving on. Chris, what are you working on?
Well,
Other
Saturday-
than really cool NSX backgrounds.
It's a lovely background. If you haven't seen this one and you care at all, or even just like good videos, even if you don't really particularly care about Senna or the NSX, just watch this one. It's worth your 4 minutes. It's called Senna's Legacy. Make sure you have your sound turned up because
I watched it a couple times when you sent it to me last week, and I'm an NSX enthusiast. I'm not like a super fan. It's a great video. It's just really well shot.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
So
distracting.
Saturday, I spent the lovely day we had there helping Chrissy's sister Jen's husband Len do all the 100,000-mile maintenance on his 2014 Dodge Durango. So I was demonstrating and providing adult supervision while doing the one difficult job of the spark plugs on a Durango, which you have to pull on a Pentastar. You have to pull the upper intake manifold off, which involves 3 brackets that hold it on the sides that are not designed for human hands to be near them. So including ones that you have to, I was sitting in the engine bay. Yep. There I am.
That's right. Len is on the ground, and actually,
I was
everybody
sitting
can
in
see
the
it.
engine bay.
Yes, in your
And
engine bay.
because it's on the V6 Durango, there's so much room up front because they made it to fit Hellcats and things. So yeah, there's all kinds of room. Last time I sat in an engine bay was like an '87 Chevy pickup truck.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because
That
most
one.
most of
That's
the cars we work on are like at our knees or lower.
Yeah. So it's like that Chevy pickup truck set inside, and then I can kind of reach around and hug that little V6 and get my hands behind it to undo the brackets.
hug that little V6.
Oh,
I'm
so
beginning to
cute.
think your video is actually the beginning of something on a I have to click the agree that I'm over 18 website.
Jeff's.
Mine?
I agree. I thought of this.
Especially
little
the
bit of
car
that.
wash portion right there.
Right?
It's not. They
probably
actually
coulda cut
all
that
fall
out.
in love with the car. So
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
Sure.
an ad for a used 911 in England.
Great.
great.
I also did a lot of trailer work, including picking up a bunch of stuff at Home Depot that I'd ordered online. And by the way, I will never, ever do a big shop at Home Depot or Lowe's ever again in person. It is so much better to sit on your couch with a drink and load and peruse and load your shopping cart all for pickup in store. You show up, you call them. Hey, I'm here. Okay, great. So I pull my little trailer into the contractor area. Somebody walks out with all my stuff. We put it in the trailer. I tie it down and we go away. And I don't have to go inside. I don't have to spend all that time that you inevitably end up spending staring at stuff at Home Depot, figuring out, is this what I want? Or
That
is
never
this,
happens.
right?
Yes,
That's
it
half
does.
the fun of Home Depot.
Yeah, but it's more fun to do that at home.
Yeah.
So it worked out great. And also the line to get into Home Depot was obnoxiously long because they're not letting just anyone in. They're keeping occupancy low to keep people distant. And but the people who are waiting in line, not so good at distancing.
That's been, I think, a consistent no matter where you go shopping.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But anyway, got
They're
all
just starving for human contact.
That's right.
that. Kept going on the trailer. I now have the enclosed trailer insulated the ceiling and 80% of the sidewalls insulated and expanding foam in the cracks. And one of the walls, I've even taped all the seams of it now. And I'm starting to put the paneling back on the walls on the one side that aren't going to have any wires in them. So all that's done, which has been nice. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I made that new iRacing Mustang livery, which takes longer than it should, but looks good. That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who's next? Me? Want me to go?
You can go. Yep.
Yeah.
So I spent a few hours in the 300Z. I also got to sit in the engine bay for a little while.
Always
so-
necessary.
Always necessary. When you have the engine out, you have to get in and get the picture. So I took apart the front end, like the bumper cover and the whole 9 yards, like in front of where the radiator lives. And I took out the overly complicated Z32 intake system to you really shouldn't have to remove that many body panels to get out the mass airflow sensor.
No.
It just shouldn't have to happen
I
that
feel
way.
like there's a lot of things about the Z that just shouldn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You
They
you
just made
shouldn't
the engine bay an
Yeah.
inch, like 2 inches longer and like an inch taller. It would have made so much difference.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to bend the unibody to get rid of the hard pipes.
No.
But I did. So I got rid of all of that overly complicated stuff in the front of the nose, and then I painstakingly removed everything out of the engine harness. So the wiring harness, everything that controls the engine is now removed, and this included disassembling large portions of the dash so I could get the pigtail through the firewall.
Wow.
And the
I went wow as soon as you said I painstakingly.
painstakingly means it caused me pain. The amount of speaker wire and house wire that has been fused into this wiring harness is amazing that it ever ran.
Did you find extension cords?
I didn't,
off?
there's no extension cords, but there definitely was
Oh.
some housing wire and some speaker wire. And the worst part is they were spliced in like right at the ECU. Like, if you're fixing something in the engine bay and you move something from here to here, like that makes sense. But like somebody took apart the harness, got all the way down to the ECU and said, oh, well, I'll just put in some speaker wire.
Extension cord's totally fine. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, it was bad. But that's all out now. So
Great.
Next up, probably this weekend, I will start pulling out the overly complicated air injection system.
Yep.
And the reason I bring this up is because I wanted to mention that while I was pulling apart the wiring harness, I may or may not have dropped a few bolts into the exhaust collector.
Well, that'll have to come off anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Shake, shake, shake.
Yeah.
You don't have a grabby tool?
it kind of like went brrr, and like rolled all the way to the cat. So
If it has one.
yeah. No, they do have cats.
Well,
So
Usually.
they may have been hollowed out.
that's true. That's true.
knowing who we bought it from.
Yeah. So I also did some work around the house. I moved a bunch of furniture out of the quote master bedroom so that way we could start the flooring project.
Oh.
But I did that more because it's like renovation chicken. It's like all of my stuff is out of the room. So now you have to move your stuff, lovely and talented Jennifer.
No,
So now it's
she has to point at it and then point at you.
it's her problem that the project's not getting done, not my problem.
This,
How are you going to win
this
with
plan will
I'm not going to
fail.
win. No,
It will
I'm not going to
bite
win at all.
So hard.
I think we can classify that under general Wakeman problems.
Exactly.
Or Jeff is going to lose. Is that one?
I do have to say that the lovely and talented Jennifer and I have been working very hard at eliminating the Mental's wife's tortilla chips that were sent to us in a giant bag. We've eaten them for like 3 full meals, and there's like there's still like 2.5 bags. You sent us so many chips. They're
Wow.
wonderful. It's just, wow, that was a lot.
Wow.
That was it.
I'm glad she's very happy with that.
Yeah.
An update to Chris's comment about Home Depot. Wartburger thief Aaron mentioned it's even better to have them pay
Nope,
$75.
that's Hamza. Hold on.
Oh, it's
hold on.
Hamza. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey,
read
but
the
hold on
chat.
to that.
Hold on. Don't read the chat. If you
Don't
keep
read
going,
that.
Yeah.
if you keep going down, you can read it, and it will tell you the answer. Do you want me to go?
Do you want to go, or should we do it mental ruined?
You can. You're right. You can go.
No, just do it. Mental ruined.
Do it
Go ahead.
mental ruined. We do have a comment here from a guy who definitely will put us to shame on the what you working on. Hamza out of DC.
This is by the way, this is a real show, Hamza. We're not screwing.
Yeah, you can unmute your mic and say hi to everybody.
I love you guys.
Is this some kind of fake show? You got your microphones, but it's totally fake.
Hamza, you had a great question. You had a great comment on the Home Depot deal.
Yeah, now that everybody's moved to living online and shopping from their respective COVID bunkers and doing store pickup, depending on what you're ordering from Lowe's and Home Depot, just pay the $75 and have them deliver it. It is glorious to not lift Quickcrete or load 30 sheets of plywood in and out of your truck. And the nice thing is if you order enough of it, they show up on a truck with a forklift and they will put it wherever you want with the forklift. So the nice thing is, if you've got dunnage in your shop, they'll drop it right into your shop and you don't even touch it. So pro tip for if your order is large enough, just pay the delivery. Don't even try to find a friend with a truck and trailer.
That is a great tip and trick, and I definitely wanted to bring you up on what you're working on because you'll embarrass all of us by your productivity. What have you been working on in the last week or so?
Curing cancer, rocket science.
He built a new house.
I ran out of Pet G for face shields, so I moved on from that. This is personally, I'm still 3D printing some stuff to support that, but personal projects, I'm trying to decide. I've built 2 parts lists, and I'm about to click the button on one of them. And it's either fuel cell and hydromat or Mark 60 standalone 4-channel high-speed traction control and dynamic braking ABS system.
So basically, you didn't cheat enough in your E36 Fate
Oh,
M3.
we cheat to win.
We leave it parked for 20 minutes at the start of the race just to make sure we're out of contention.
And when you're
Lazy.
running the race, though, when you're running the team.
Yeah, if I'm running it, it's casual racing with friends. We don't want to actually like lose friendship over things or be angry because somebody dropped a wrench on the side of something, or you can't be too mad about these things.
Hey guys, let's just pit in the garage because it's like 80 and it's shaded in the garage. We'll just do the cover change in there.
I don't like yelling at people in the hot pits. Hey, on the other topic, hearing about the Durango fiasco, my wife's fog light on the passenger side fog light on a 2016 Honda Civic, the turbo, nice compact car. It takes 3 minutes to change the bulb in a fog light. It's a 3-hour job to change the fog light assembly. The assembly requires removing the entire bumper cover, the inner bumper, and the whole wheel well, and getting at everything from both sides. The bulb is very easy. It's a 3-minute job. But when you crack the glass housing and it requires a change of the housing, it's 3 hours to change the headlight housing. And the light is sitting on our counter, just tempting me in spite, because I know that as soon as I start doing this on a new car, I'm going to break some plastic clip, or some rubber seal is going to fail to go back in its little seal housing. And the already daunting 3-hour job is going to become a 5 or 6 hour parade of new car plastic clip, not designed for maintenance failure.
Yeah, that's kind of modern cars, right?
I've been kind of pleased working with modern cars like the Solstice or the Durango or the Mercedes. Like, most of the stuff makes sense, and it's nice that everything's not really dirty and or rusty.
Oh yes, and looking it up, and changing the bulb is a dream. It's literally a little panel. You just rotate it with your hand and pop the little plug out and pop the new one in, and you're good to go. But as soon as you have to go in past as soon as you go in past the AutoZone maintenance on the wipers and spark plugs and little trivial things, as soon as you're starting to really get at the actual functional parts of the car, everybody has reported it is daunting. It's the entire front clip of the car is coming off to change the housing.
Well, have a good time with that.
Yeah, thanks. I'll let you guys get back to your show.
Well, and honestly, while you're doing it, just remember, then the time it's taking you to do this, the minnow did get lost. It was just supposed to be a tour around the islands.
It's a little quick 3-hour tour. Hey guys, have a good one.
Thanks,
all right.
Hamza.
Hamza, if for some reason you fall off the channel, it depends on what your thing is. Just rejoin.
Oh, no worries. Thanks.
You're assuming he wants to. That's
true. I mean, he's like, I got on the show now. I'm done.
Thank God.
This is how I get so much done. I don't sit around when you guys are doing your crap.
All right.
Yep.
That was a great diversion. But Chrissy, what are you working on?
Does this kind of somebody skips over me? No.
No.
All right, fine. What day is it? How many days from the big paper?
March 54th, I believe.
97? How many weeks in
103rd.
quarantine? I think I started exaggerating.
All of them.
Like, it's not a 27th week of quarantine, because that's what I feel like it is. No freaking clue. Still, again, to write this, had to remember what I did.
It's going to take me a while to count the hash marks on the wall that you've left.
Because they're like different sizes and stuff written with my left hand.
Yeah.
Anyway, this week I took my mom in the new wagon and we did some errands and that was fun. And she loved this car much more than the loud one. So she just wanted to sit in it and she was like, well, you can just park and I'll just sit outside in it. So it's it's fantastic. So I know everybody, you all really care, but I'm going to be working on my unboxing video this weekend. So I did get to drive a little bit. What was that? Was that last week? That was last week when I shipped 98,000 masks to our field employees. So I did that and I got to drive it. So I drove it to work and drove it home. So I got a little bit of time of driving in it and then this weekend as well. So I'm prepared to show everybody. I did wash it yesterday because it was so nice out. So everybody go get to see some pictures soon. I power washed because it was so nice and I love power washing. So I power washed the back of the house and then the back of the deck. And then I was like, we're just going to keep going and do the whole front walkway. So that happened. And now it's back to how many days till I could sit in my house and not have to go to the office and work on my computer?
Two
know.
more.
Two more.
Two
Good.
more.
We keep track of that on the
Yep.
thing.
Good.
So, yes.
Great.
You ready? Nays and notes time.
You got to move the microphone away from your
I know.
mouth.
I do.
before you
Does,
start.
does anybody want the Jalopnik story? Because I got a second story I just put in. I'm going to go to my story, and then if somebody wants to pick up the other one, go ahead. This is how we write the show, everybody, while we do it.
I think Mental takes it.
We talked about tire temps the other week, and Chris mentioned, well, you have to pull over to read your tire temps because you can't actually read them while you're driving.
Well, not at our level.
But wait, you can soon. Real-time tire temperature systems might be in the reach of amateur Lobach Motorsports. Autosports Labs has launched an Indiegogo campaign for their real-time tire temp system. Yes, the people who brought us Race Capture, but the system is also CAN bus protocol, so you can plug it into your AIM or your Motec or your whatever system that you have. Currently, it is $650 for a 4-sensor system, and it will read all like the multiple across the regions of your tire in real time while you're driving.
Fancy.
So, yeah, the link will
Very
be in our
fancy.
show notes. They are going fast. The first set was for $600 for 4, and they all went.
What?
Yep.
That's too much. Don't care
You're a
that
real
much.
racer.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You know.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I just get some random dude to like test it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Works for you.
Yeah. Paying
All
beer.
right.
Test my tires. Works fine.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've got some Jalopnik fans among our listeners here, and you probably already know this. The former Auto Week executive editor Rory Carroll has been tapped to write the ship over at Jalopnik. And this is really actually aimed at people that listen to the show and quit reading Jalopnik. I'm raising my hand right now. I'll catch it on the weekends because I like Bradley, but yeah, you know, it's been a bit of a dumpster fire over there. And this is just really, they've had a lot of exodus of talent. They've been very diplomatic about their departures, but they've lost Patrick George and some other folks. And actually Patrick George is over at the Drive. So by all accounts, Rory, huge car enthusiast. Among his interests is a Project 911. And according to his Instagram, the Detroit-based writer is a big beer enthusiast. So I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing some cool stuff over at Jalopnik again.
We can hope.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Drive, James Gilboy broke the news that Toyota is going to be done with V8s. You know, no one saw it coming that Toyota was going to be among the last people to have a V8. But according to our article, Toyota is going to be winding down the mass production of ubiquitous UR Series V8 over the next 3 years and replacing it with the new GR Series Turbo V6 in most applications, said someone familiar with the source. They also said they've personally seen a prototype for the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 allegedly destined for the next generation Tundra, Sequoia, and Land Cruiser, and their various assorted Lexus affiliates you'd imagine. So pour out some 40 weight for the good, solid Toyota NA V8s. Those have always been nice.
Yeah, they have.
All right. For some reason, I accidentally kicked out Hamza so bad he can't rejoin. So I'm trying to click some buttons here.
Take
do the
that,
show-
Hamza.
Do the show without me for a minute. while I
Whatever,
click around.
Mr. White Hat Hacker.
This is Racer's Rona reaction. Because everybody gets mad when I yell. So I'll be quiet now.
I don't. I think
We don't have to go to ASMR, but if you're going to yell.
Fine. Okay. So the friends of the show and Monday Night Racers, Daring Greatly Racing, have this really cute video. I had to watch it, and it's awesome. It's narrated by one of the race car drivers' daughters, Layla. And she's 6, and she is awesome and so cute, and she's a wonderful distraction to all of the crazy. Put on.
Oh, wait. I think I got Hamza back.
Oh, you kicked out Chrissy.
And you kicked out Chrissy. You are on point today, Jeff.
Wait a minute here.
Chrissy, you're just not looking as good as you used to. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, I got Chrissy back. Hold on a minute.
Now you got to promote Chrissy again.
Yeah, I got Chrissy back. I'm sorry. That
counts. That counts as skipped over.
I skipped over Chrissy. I turned her off in the middle of the thing. Hamza is back with us, and I accidentally depromoted you. You have to unmute.
I know, and now I see this. I was trying to talk, and it's telling me I'm mute. Okay.
Welcome back, Hamza. Welcome back, Chrissy. I'm
thank
sorry.
you. Welcome to my show. That's awesome. Thanks for bringing me back. It's awesome. Okay.
Not even drunk.
Maybe if you were, it'd be a better excuse. Anyway, this super cute video, it'll be the link in our show notes. This little girl talks all about all the car parts in a race car, and it includes a very important nod to one of our earliest shows, Fire is Bad. So she talks all about the fire system, and it's really cute. So good time.
And that's all over our Insta Facebook thingy. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
All right. Hey, Lemons Eye Racer Randy Bish promised to drink a shot for every donation he received prior to Thursday night's Lemons race. It wasn't a donation for him. It was a donation to anything you want to donate in. There you go. So anyway, to quote Randy's Facebook post afterwards, he said, "I can't believe you people. Tonight you raised around $350 for various charities on your own just to make sure I was wasted while racing. Along with that, I donated $1 for every incident point I receive all night. So $62 was split between Lemons of Love and Ignite a Better World, the NGK Spark Plugs charity. So we raised at least $400 without leaving your home, and I can't even begin to say how proud I am of everyone." And hey, Randy, our livers salute you. So there you go.
And after no small amount of conversation, we here at Everyone Racers, we're going to keep that tradition going. So if you saw our Facebook, I am the volunteer liver for this next round of fundraising. Randy's going to hopefully be on here. Randy has a microphone, so Jeff's going to promote him here in a second. He's going to tell you all about how you can donate, where that's going to go, where you want to put it. Most importantly, how to use your charitable nature to torture me. And we'll see the results tonight, really, as you listen to this tomorrow morning, unless you're following us live. But we'll be doing 24 hours of Lemons. I race at Barber, and I'm going to be in a tequila themed Mustang.
So Randy, you're with us. How drunk were you, and how did that race go?
So we're going to, I'm just going to say that when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't drive for a few more hours. I don't remember the last race. I had to watch the replay the next day. I'm really proud of my driving skills.
I was going to say, how'd you do?
I was mid-pack, so if you lost to me, I will never let anyone live that down.
Oh, I lost to you. I thought you were going to
You lose to everybody. Come on.
True, I'm terrible.
Yeah, but it's entertaining.
It is entertaining.
Entertaining is the right
So
word.
what was the drink count, and what brought you to this crazy idea?
Drink count ended up being somewhere in the ballpark of around 17.
That's a lot of shots.
Yes. My luxury mammal status is the only thing that saved my life.
Well, Mental is dead because he's what they call a fit person.
I was wondering where you're going to go with this.
Oh, you foolish cake-averting mortal. But so, yeah, around 17. And then it was all brought on because while I was plastered in the race the week before, I had the thought maybe I could be productive with this. And, well, you guys really did all the hard work. I didn't change anything. I made like 2 posts and the community took it away. I didn't do anything really.
Well, I didn't donate anything because I didn't understand it. I was like, what does he do? You pay? I was like looking for the link. I was like, well, I'll give him $5. And then I was like, people are donating to. I don't get this at all. I'll just go to the race.
So I can make it really simple now for anyone that hears. You can donate whatever you would like to whoever you would like, any charitable cause, anything you're comfortable with. And all you have to do is post some kind of proof. You can post it in the comments. You can message it to anyone that's in on this. And we've got a spreadsheet. We follow it, and your post will your donation will therefore go towards some sort of charitable liver damage. And then, so Mental's doing it this week. Godspeed, sir. And
I've already had 2 friends go, I'm going to donate $5 to 17 different charities. There may come a hard limit when I'm just going to have to go, I don't want to die.
And I mean, that's fair. And I applaud you for bringing the Mustang out for this, because that's just madness.
Should have gone Solstice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Solstice is
honestly,
the perfect
I'm
drink.
terrible with the Solstice sober. I'm better with the Mustang. Yeah.
It's
So-
the inner redneck. So when he's drifting around corners, you go, yeah, woo.
So
I'm going to be going subconscious. I got to go deep subconscious. Use that solid rear axle, my advantage.
Well, I'm going to put on my my Everyone Racers hat for just a moment here. Were you on somebody else's podcast this week?
I may have been. They may have been interested in my other poor decisions, and well, who am I to say no when it comes to showing off?
Do we allow that? Everyone Racers, are we okay with that, or should I boot them?
To that end,
I'll let
now, so we did get a question. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being dead, how bad was your hangover?
So college wasn't too long ago. So I'd say it about a 4. Like, the worst part was that the hangover hit in the afternoon.
Oh God!
That was
because you were
the
so
worst
drunk
part.
in the morning.
Yeah, the morning was fine. The afternoon was another story.
No,
When the
we've seen
hangover
that.
hits at like
is-
2,
We've
this
seen that
is-
at races, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is Dave C. I won't use his last name. This is Dave C level of drunk.
He doesn't listen
yeah.
to the show, but that's fine.
No, that was a drunk enough to get a mohawk haircut at night at a race.
and
The next
then
morning
made a
wakes up.
full breakfast.
Yeah, and it was feeling great. Sat down to eat said breakfast and said, I'm going to go sit down. We saw him at 4:00. That was it.
In a lawn chair, eating crackers.
Like this.
I've had that. I've been at, well, I shouldn't brag about this, but it was a different time. But I've been at work when all of a sudden, like, oh God, I'm starting to get hungover. Oh God, this is gonna be awful. That's a hard day, man.
It's a hard day. Well, Randy, we thank you for raising the money, even though to me it sounds like just an excuse for you to drink. So
are the two
Opener.
mutually exclusive?
We all cope in our own ways.
In this
John.
case,
there
yes.
you go. There you
So-
go.
No judgments.
The only other thing is, after Mental's turn this week, anyone else that would like to do it, I implore you, a designated drunk every week, because after a season or 2, I would like to do a separate race, full IROC style, International Race of Cirrhosis.
That's awesome. Everybody's in the same car. Everybody had just as much to drink.
This is brilliant. This is
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah.
Randy, do you have any social media that you want to plug so that people can talk to you to find out how to be the next designated liver?
Just message me, Randy Bish on Facebook, League of Legitimate Nigerian Businessmen on Facebook, or Legit Nigerian Businessmen on Instagram.
That's great. Was my second costume in Lemons a Nigerian businessman?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
That's right.
You had a
had
giant
a big
check that
check.
I had a giant check, said totally not a scam.
Yep.
Send me $500.
Look at I think all of us know a few people we could call out on this. I know he just started a new job, but maybe in a few weeks when he settles in, but I think Pantless Matt would be brilliant at this. He's got a lot of folks. Soggy, we know you're sitting up there in Pennsylvania doing nothing anyway. Might as
You
well
can't
get
get
drunk and
online.
have fun.
He doesn't race, does he?
Oh yeah,
And
he
he-
races.
His
He,
internet, I don't think is good enough for
Yeah,
him.
but he got the password, so he's trying to do something. So yeah, there's and then actually we know some talented real race drivers. There's Tyler Hoffman, Trevor Andrusko. Looking at you guys because I've been drinking with you two idiots, and it's painful to do that. So get drunk and show people how to do this.
Absolutely. Randy, I'm going to demote you back. I hopefully will not hang up on you like I did Hamza. So,
And me.
Everyone say hi to Randy. Oh, it worked. He's back to a regular attendee.
All right. Hey, thanks again, Randy.
So next, anybody got another one? I think I'm next. Woo.
Yep. All you.
I look down there. So I don't know how to pronounce this. Andy DeRossi?
DiDeRossi, I think.
DiDeRossi, who is a
Jeff is not known for his pronunciation.
Yeah, no. He's a Lemons rally racer. His team name / business name is the Detroit Bus. As far as I can tell, this is an actual bus company and some sort of community organization. A few weeks ago, he started making hand sanitizer. They were mixing in food-safe pitchers. They created a couple machines. They designed a few things, and now they have a whole blending and bottling operation going on right there somewhere in the greater Detroit area. It's like right in the city. And now he cranks out 300 gallons every 30 minutes of Lemons, home brewed, made in the hood, hand sanitizer. And he promises that he's going to keep selling it and keep shipping it at, like regular prices. He's not jacking up the price. He's not doing anything like that because they see themselves as a community organization more than a company. I invited him to the show and he said, dude, I am so busy. I can't make it. And the reason I wanted to promote him this week is he's looking for more employees. Yes, paying people to help him make the hand sanitizer.
Wow.
That was such an amazing
That was
thing.
like
It
4
really
days
is.
ago. He might be full, but whatever. I'm sure the more hands he gets, the more he'll make. TheDetroitBus.com. You can also order a gallon or two there. So check
cool.
it out.
Really cool.
And I was walking his Facebook because I was like, do I know this dude or do I not know this dude?
You do.
He judged at a race that we were at.
New Hampshire in a chicken suit the whole weekend.
I know, but I don't think we ever actually talked to each other.
I did. But that's why, but I had seen this before anyway, and really an amazing thing that's happening. He has like FedEx that just pulls up every day, or UPS, whichever they use, and they just have their own very large, the biggest truck they have, and they just load just with hand sanitizer. They keep giving them to Meals on Wheels and anything that is like organizations that are still going on. They still either like give them most of it or they're giving them very, very inexpensively. So really cool, different thing.
Yep, that's awesome. Keep it up, Andy.
And after this, he runs a tour business. So should you find yourself in Detroit, any sort of guy that loves his city and loves helping people out that much, I'm gonna take that tour. They got to know where all the cool stuff is in Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Do I got the next one too?
Apparently.
All right. Among other impressive efforts of racers around the globe, our own Alan, the Squirrel Danvers, from Garage Heroes in Training, has joined with a small mask production organization utilizing isolated bins in front of his house. The fabrics get dropped off and the masks go out. The group he is part of has made over 2,000 masks for children.
That's awesome.
Alan, I've heard you on the podcast, so I know the answer to this. Is your internet working? Do you have a microphone?
I do have a microphone. Yes.
We have real Alan, not robot Alan. Alan, anything you want to say about your mask business there?
Yeah, it's actually going pretty well. We've got suppliers giving us fabric. We have people that we can actually just send it to just for cutting. People can volunteer at So4CT or So4NewYork.org, and they can just help out whichever way they can. If they can drive, if they can donate, if they can sew, if they can cut, whatever you need, we can get you doing stuff.
And you are in the southern Connecticut area. Like, what city are you near? What town are you in?
It's all of New York, so anywhere New York, Connecticut, New Jersey.
Got it.
So it's just a grassroots organization. Some woman was fed up hearing about people not having the stuff they needed. And she set up the website, and actually I'm kind of in on the backside of that as well, working with the WordPress parts and such.
WordPress?
Yeah.
How did you get that technical skill?
I couldn't upgrade to that.
That exists still? Yeah.
Okay. Good. This is like
Yeah.
what's that cobalt? The
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
That's what this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like.
right.
Designated Cobalt people. Yeah. Alan, very important.
Yeah.
How many black flags are you going to get in the first race in your
Zero.
yellow?
Zero. We're none. Nope.
And how was the trip out to the Midwest to pick up that?
So
Civic?
it was fabulous. I'm gonna say this was my trial run. I did like 28 hours, so it's almost like I did 24. It wasn't all at once, but whatever. Clean, no issues, whatever. It wasn't too bad. We drove out there. The fabulous K&N air filter will yeah, Kate was like, do you have a horn in that? I'm like, yeah, I have a horn here. Listen. Wah, wah. Oh, you have more than one horn? I'm like, yeah, we got more than one horn. It's fine. Whatever.
This is in the truck or in the
In the
Civic?
truck. No, the F-350. Yeah. Yeah, with the K&N. It's a little crazy.
So
You're already off the rails because we let Alan speak.
Right?
Oh,
We've gone to the
straight.
squirrels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drive out there was smooth. We picked it up. It looks like it's what it is. We need to do a little upgrades on the front half of the cage, and then we'll be ready to go, I think.
So you bought a Civic. It does not have a full cage.
It does have a full cage, but it's in the wrong spots. It's too close to your helmet.
Yeah, the whole front half of the cage has to come off and get redone.
Yeah.
Just a minor thing. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
It's just like a warm up for doing a full cage, So then we'll like practice on that, and then, what could go wrong? It seems like a great idea.
Okay.
Well,
Chris, you showed Vicky how to weld when you're over, so we're set.
Oh yeah, she's set now. She had 30 seconds of instruction and welded about an inch of pipe. She's good to go.
So check.
That's terrifying. Don't do that.
Well, Alan, thanks for making masks. Thanks for getting
Awesome.
a Civic. So we know that there'll be at least one more Civic out there on our East Coast races. Thanks for joining us on the show. I'm going to demote you. Hopefully it won't hang up. It didn't hang up. I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Good. All right. So we're going to talk.
Race recap time.
Okay, so if you don't already know this, a lot of us race on iRacing, an E1R race every week, every Monday. So Menschel and I tried to figure out the nuances of attempting a live commentary of the race. Uncle Dave was off to another decisive victory. Second through fourth were all B-class cars, and Alex Levinson took second overall, and the top B cars, Kragers took a Pontic Solstice and 6 overall in top in C. We did not watch any of this race because Mental and I sat and fought with electronics the whole time. We made some progress and then we didn't make progress. So maybe we'll have commentary some other race. Second race, Joel Brownsy edged Uncle Dave by 8 seconds, which is probably fantastic. And Randy took fourth and first in B, and Kragers took C overall again, and with a 9th overall finish.
Now, I should say that, everybody's impressed with Craig taking C twice. The only other C cars were me and Bill from Garage Heroes. So there was not a lot of competition in the C-class cars.
But he was finishing solid mid-pack in a C-class.
He was.
Sure.
Yep. Now, I would like to add an additional.
Please do.
Well, first off, everyone that is listening, if you want to race with us, just try it. It's a 4-digit code. Ask us. We have like 10, 15 people coming. We can get up to like 20, 25, I think, and we still be comfortable. So please join us. It's fun. Even if you're terrible, you're probably not worse than Jeff.
You are not.
No.
You are not.
Nope.
Yep. So that's great.
FedEx continues to not deliver my wheel holder.
Sure. So that's a good excuse. The other thing I'd like to propose is that we do something like Friday Night Follies, where we pick a race and car that have absolutely no business being together and do that because it's dumb.
Figure eights.
Like figure eights.
Stadium trucks.
Right. Exactly. Or like, the Rallycross Beetle on an oval.
Thompson, the
right.
smallest little oval. The oval at Thompson is this big. We've all been there.
Or even a dirt oval, like anything that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That seems like fun. Or, like a tight little course with a Formula One, with a Indy car or something dumb. Like, I don't know. I think that might be fun.
Awesome. Friday Night Follies. I'm in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So email us, contact us on any of our social media, and we will get you that 4-digit password because that's how we keep the clowns out.
I'll give you a hint. It's 2 letters and 2 numbers, and it's on your bingo card.
It might have to do with brakes. If you can figure out these clues,
We
are
know
smart
you know
enough.
us.
Right, exactly.
I just want to say that we really haven't said no to anyone. Joel Brownsey is just some dude that I think my brother works with.
Mhm.
We're just trying to keep the numbers low, so there really is no like, oh, I'm a listener and I know you. No, you don't have to do that. Just say, yo, send me the code. I want to be in, and you're in.
If
Yeah,
you're a complete
Soggy-
tool, then
yeah.
we'll change the code and use
That's
it
right.
back.
Soggy actually emailed me and said, I can has code. That was the entire conversation.
Sure. Now all you
Yep.
need is has computer.
With internet.
It has internet.
Has internet.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, so listener feedback time.
Jeff posted up a link on our social media. It was featured on the drive. It's a 45-minute police chase in Phoenix, and the ne'er-do-well's car escape vehicle of choice, a Smart for Two. Now, I watched this, and my personal favorite part was 5 minutes into his escape. After the cops have been like, we're not going to pursue him. We're just going to follow him until he runs out. A Chevy pickup truck on the freeway just casually just motors by him.
He didn't
'cause
even
he's-
know he was in a police chase.
And this guy is in this Smart for Two, just giving it everything he's gotten. Meanwhile, traffic, by 10 minutes into it, he's in the slow lane and traffic is passing him because it's Phoenix. And if you've ever been there, they're going to do that. Loyal teammate Greg S. Did actually offer a Sage perspective, and it was, hey, cut them some slack. Local race must have been canceled. While Vicky Fisher was worried that, it could have been her dad.
Yeah, I was watching it too, and I really did think like, does this guy even know the cops are chasing him? I don't know what his transgression was. I don't know.
Makes me think that Hamza has all this time in his hands. He should do something with that derelict Smart he's got in his yard.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he cuts the roof off and powers it with a Harbor Freight 212cc motor you get with a coupon for $99.
Predator.
Yeah.
Powered by Predator.
Yeah. I have one on my
Absolutely.
snowblower. It's great. Things
Bolted right on.
Champ. It did.
Yeah. So last week we had the 2 for episode about tire temps and rear view cameras. And we got some response, including Moot Point Racing said, good episode. Watch the video. Info on the pyrometers was great. I've been meaning to pick one up. I found these thermocouples on Amazon that will work with any K-type temp reader. Much more affordable than the racing ones. Amazon link in the show notes.
That's pretty much what is on the end of my pyrometer, is that, except it has an angle at the end. But the plug that plugs into the temp reader is the same as I have. So apparently I have some sort of that kind of temp reader, whatever that was. So yeah, K-type temp reader.
So
There you
yeah.
go.
Okay, well, I asked what you're working on because I was power washing and I was having so much fun with it, and got a whole bunch of awesome responses. So Luke Anthony shared his newly rescued Tercel all-wheel drive. It's awesome. Looks
And
really cool.
We are absolutely fans of obscure, tall-roofed 80s Japanese wagon four-wheel drive thing.
Heck
The
yeah.
Tercel was awesome.
It
Love
looks
that
so
thing.
cool. So cool.
I mean,
It's a
it
cool
was
project.
It was bad. It was in bad shape. It had not been moved in a very long time, but
And
I'm
for
sure
one of
it'll-
those to not work is impressive, because they had all of 67 horsepower. There was nothing you could break. Even if you crashed into something, you weren't going fast enough to break anything. So I don't know. Is that a gas? That's my guess.
it needed a good scrubbing.
Good place to start.
Yeah.
So Matt F was standing doors, venting windows, scrubbing his pool. And then I said, I can't wait to see it open. And then the pool was open. So that happened. David Eckel extracted the rusted to oblivion rear subframe from his O2 Forester in a stupid effort to fix a worthless car. It's the Lemon's way. I saw it on the ground. It's really sad. Did you have your hands up?
I did. David Echo sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, hey, man, do you need any Z bumpers? Guy next door to me is throwing 2 of them out. And he showed me it's like the Merlot reddish purpley color that our car was originally, and it's a front and rear bumper. And he said the guy next to him was parting out one, and the front's got a little crack and the rear is perfect. I said, pick them puppies up and I'll be over your house sooner or later to get them.
Hey, that's awesome. Thank you.
That's
Bri-
excellent.
Brian Medford built an awesome pit cruiser for his little kids. The Zombie Apocalypse Silverado. It's flat black. He said he dug it out of the woods this morning, which I didn't realize that morning. It was abandoned for a few years, had it running in a couple hours. It looks really awesome. This is the kind of thing that we just wish that we could find for my nephew because it's going to be fantastic. But Daring Greatly Racing. For some reason, I can't read their name, but I could just smush it all together. And
Scrappy Yard, Fuji.
Scrappy Yard Fuji's. Shocks and the addition of rear airbags for a new tow vehicle. Donnie was driving, and for some reason he was driving to Tennessee. So we all said that nobody should be driving, and he was. So he said it's Dodge, Florida man.
Yeah. Eric Kritzer was apparently drinking and thus quite verbose. I'm not even going to try. Just go read it. It's actually kind of worth it though. It's better if you've been drinking too. But
we have Eric on. Should we ask him or should we wait until his tech tip to bring him on?
let's face it, it's tech tip. We don't
Okay.
have time for him to read the whole thing, but it was definitely in the style of, well, and I had an onion on my belt at the time because that was a set. Anyway, Brian Mosio said, burning brush and enjoying the nice weather. Fire department was only called once for a, quote, a massive fire. Also, power washing is oddly satisfying. Hell yeah, it is. You can't stop. You're like, no, I can stop anytime I want. It's fine. Don't worry. It's
Are you
okay.
done? And I was like, we have to do the front stoop.
But
I
then
have
there's
to
this.
keep going.
Oh, but this is dirty too. Oh, but this is dirty too. Oh,
Wait,
but look-
you know that
oh, you
spot
get
on the
shit.
driveway? This is
Oh, right.
legit what I did. The spot on the
Uh-huh.
driveway. Can we try that? Yeah, sure. Let's do that one. Okay, let's do that one. Yeah, this happened.
And if you're not careful with Chrissy, you'll wonder where she is 7 hours later, and she's 4 houses up the street on the sidewalk.
I have a
Power
lot of.
washing's fun. And lastly, Cameron Lopez was building important childhood memories. Oh,
What were they doing? Was there a picture?
Oh yeah, there was
Playing
a
with
cute
children.
picture. No, yeah, he's a very cute kid on a swing.
Okay.
actually,
Oh.
people caring about parenting and playing with their
Weird.
children. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to move on to the main topic. My stupid
What?
trombone is here, but the bullhorn is not. So I feel weird.
Because your kid uses it.
I know he does.
It's cute.
Kid up the
Morning
street.
announcements.
No. It's all drive-by birthdays now.
Oh, okay.
He gets on the microphone and he yells at, "Happy birthday! Eat cake!" He thinks that's the funniest joke. So anyway,
Good
so
advice, really.
we went to the Facebooks, we went to the social medias, we got on the gram, and we told everybody that there's going to be this fantastic live presentation of Everyone Racers, and if you give a really good tech tip, we will turn on the microphone and let you speak. And we got like 27 people who have responded to the tech tip. Like 3 of them actually showed up to read it on the air. So
What?
I know. So
we have 3 listeners. No
yeah.
way.
Sweet.
There are 11 people listening to us right now, and only like 9 of them aren't related to Chrissy.
That's good.
There's a whole lot more sitting in the room. Hi, Mom, Jen, Len, and Henry, all in one room.
If you take the amount of people listening and you subtract those that race with us, like are on our team, those that are related to Chrissy, we might be under 5.
That's okay.
They count. We might be under 3.
Remember we said we do this for
Santiago
our
has
own...
joined us, so it is
there we
not
go.
under 5. All right.
Remember we said we do this for our own amusement. If
It
anyone
is
else is
true.
amused, then fantastic.
Well, I'm going to speak for a long time friend of mine, probably a guy that I have known for more than 30 years. I had to go do the math. I don't know if it's more than 30 years or 35 or 40 years, somewhere in there. He was the same height now that he was when I met him when he was 11. He has a giant COVID beard. His name is Giant Dave. And Giant Dave, if you don't know, let's go through the list since he's not here and I'm going to bash him. Looks like a homeless dude. Lives like a homeless dude.
Yeah. Happily, though. Happily.
Happily, he's definitely
Right?
happy living
Like,
Lowe's.
like
so
shows
happy.
this. Showed like did the
But like,
the
he has a job. He's
He
fine.
does. He
a good job.
absolutely has a
Oh, yeah.
job.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just has been working remotely longer than most of us. And his tech tips that he sent are only about setting up the shanty town. So what he says is, if you have a flatbed car trailer, you can then tow it to the racetrack and set up your tents on it. Or if you happen to have a busted ass Coleman old trailer that has no axles on it, you can just put it on the flatbed trailer and trailer it. So that way you can set up your shanty town in the NJMP lots and no one will care.
I've always been an advocate of this when it rains. Like, we have definitely done this in the rain, is set the tent up on the trailer so you're not lying in a puddle in your sad tent. I watch people do that from our RVs, and I go, how the other half lives.
It's actually a great tip because you're bringing a flatbed trailer anyway. If you don't have a luxurious half-crashed RV like we do, why not live in a tent? And you better put it up on that trailer to keep you dry.
Yeah, totally.
He also says that he carries a milk crate with odd tools like a hammer punch and pneumatic cutoff wheels and like rubber hoses and
Only a
band
milk crate?
clamps. I know. I was going to say we all
A
carry
whole
like,
trailer worth of that, right?
exactly. He says ammo cans are great for watertight organization. So like you have an
True.
ammo can and you fill one up with like all your electronic stuff or one with all your GoPro stuff. And then when your shanty town gets flooded, it just kind of floats away. It doesn't actually get wet. So, and
That's
the last,
important.
Yeah, but the track wants you to pick it up before you leave.
Yeah, but
It
it'll
is-
still be there.
it has flooded so much. Do you remember like when we used to have to go on the hunt for our shoes? We'd be like, our shoes floated away at New Hampshire and we had to like go down 4 RVs to
Jersey.
find them.
Thompson.
Thompson too. Thompson, we've had some bad
Thompson
storms.
floods badly, yeah.
But Jersey was the one track that I forgot my flip flops, so I stole yours all weekend, and completely.
They floated away, Jeff. I don't know what happened to
No, they
them.
were in a mud puddle.
They were so deep in mud. It was like, oh no. It was, these are the things that you do. Finally, Giant Dave has one last final tip, and he says, be courteous and don't be a douche. Everyone wants to get back to their families at the end of the weekend, and there's no reason to get all torqued up about anything or to start any fights or to get all bashy on the racetrack. So don't be a douche. Best tip of the weekend. Thank you, Giant Dave.
Yep. I like some of the ones that Moot Point Racing had. They said, always get a garage. Always.
Unless you want to live in a shanty town.
Yeah. Some people like the shanty towns, and some people have done some pretty impressive shanty towns. But I'm agreeing with you. I don't think there's ever been a time I've gotten a garage and I said, we totally didn't need this garage this weekend. We would have been better off without the garage. No, I don't think it's ever happened.
No. And I've never with you guys, never with any other team. However, on many occasions, I've been like, God, this would be so much easier if we had a garage.
Yeah. And they also said, hey, learning what transgressions warrant coming in to beat the flag, which are the ones you really need to self-report. Installing a fan to keep the driver cool. And I've been in their car. I drove it for a few laps on testing day. They wanted me to help sort it out. They have an engine cooling fan mounted in the passenger window that with a switch just blows at the driver.
Wow.
Wow. So I'm
That's
not
safety okay?
Apparently.
I'm not as familiar with this team.
It's the black Volvo that runs in the Northeast with the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme.
Got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Always Sunny in Philly. I know who they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, black Volvo. That could be anybody, but yeah, I got you.
There's a
Yeah,
few of
sure.
those.
And then make friends with other teams. Well, yeah.
Good
Hell yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Duh.
absolutely.
And if you're one of those, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to race. Go find another hobby.
Basically.
Yeah.
Or no, go find another circuit to run with.
AER is here for you. They
Sure.
are all about the
Yes.
I'm
all
not
about
nope.
the cosplay,
Yeah,
very
I'm not
real
buying
race
that.
cars.
I'm not buying that AAR thing because I've been in AAR races and they have barbecues. They expect a reasonable degree of socialness. There are
right.
D-bags in AAR, but none of this. I'm here to race, not to make friends crap.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are more of the
SCCA HPD
there it is.
weekends.
Yeah, go SCCA Pro Racing. But I'm sure that Kalisa and the powers that be over at AR ain't putting up with that crap.
Okay. Anyway, so Cameron Lopez has some good ideas. Common knowledge: always bring extra beer and or. It says I think it says or, but I think and or is probably good. Good whiskey. So cold beer and whiskey can sometimes be better than money depending on the track crowd. I've traded beer for parts and tools to get the car running a few times and made a few friends in the progress. So completely a great suggestion. Bring something extra because you never know when you're going to need that part and somebody's going to have it for you.
Alcohol and or bacon is completely.
That's what I was going to say.
It's a
Sure,
commodity.
bacon. Yeah, we can do that.
Bacon can always be pork products in general.
Or good food. Like we've helped a couple teams or some racers that were that had listened to our show and they came over with some good casseroles and stuff.
What was that casserole that we had that one
they
time?
came over and it was awesome.
It was really good.
That's when those
I
terrible
think you're really
the kids with a terrible fox.
Yeah,
I think
the
you're really
Fox
hungry,
guys.
but you know.
Well, and it's one of those things because most people, if it's something spare they got laying around or you're going to loan it back to them, they don't want to take money. But by bringing them beer, whiskey, or something like that, now you've done exactly what everyone's going to say repeatedly. Now you've made a friend.
Yes.
Yeah, Hamza would like to mention that he has traded an entire transmission for beer.
That's a transmission that I got out of a junkyard for as payment for using his car.
Mental has gotten beer for an entire van.
It's true.
I got the better half of that equation too.
Probably.
Had a good story.
I have promoted Eric. Eric is here. Do we want to read his tech tip or do we just want to start?
He said he wanted me to read his rambling, but I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Well, you do it in a dramatic style.
Eric, do you have your mic on yet?
I should. Can you hear me?
We
Yay.
can. So
DJ guy with speakers, 914 driver.
914 lover, guy with speakers. What else do we want to say? I don't know.
I think we just call him DJ 914.
DJ 914. I like that. DJ 914, you have a tech tip for the crowd.
Well, it's all about having a good time in many cases. And I saw what other people had listened. They listened to a lot of great stuff. So I said, if you don't want to listen to the same 20 douche tunes that get played all the time, bring your own major speakers and be the one who controls that. Plus, you can handle the Friday night music and the Saturday night music and the music during the potluck and then all that good stuff. And take requests, make it happen, but it's all for the people. So I think it makes a great difference when you have that kind of sound system and it makes it feel like an event.
Agreed.
Is there a specific song that you think gets overplayed? Like, is there like a douche music standard in the paddock that you're trying to drown out there, Eric?
Probably Tonight I'm Effing You.
That's a pretty crappy one.
Right. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was going to play some LAMFO and I can't find any on my phone.
Too slow.
No, I like Eric's. I think I don't
have that one. That's the problem.
Well, until Eric came along, we always had like a speaker box we had built out of various assorted things we'd found in the ground, and it was loud and it did stuff, and we were kind of there. But Eric's is much better, and he's good at this DJ stuff.
He is good at DJ because there's sometimes he'll be like, we said he can read a crowd, and we're like, they're not feeling it, and he'll just switch modes automatically. Pretty awesome.
Awesome. Eric, anything else? Do you have anything else to pitch? Do you get any 914 parts you're trying to sell or?
No, I'm doing a bumper back date. Well, actually, my friend Tom's doing a bumper back date on my 914, and he calls me up or texts me every minute because it's frustrating the hell out of him. But hey, what the hell?
Why does one backdate a bumper? Is it a front bumper? Like you're trying to get rid of those annoying American.
I'll make it clear. 70 to 74 had the old style chrome style bumpers, and they're prettier than the 75, 76. Plus, they weigh about 100 pounds less.
Well, and that's like half the weight of that 914.
That's 5%.
All right, Eric. Well, thanks for coming out with us. You and Hamza got to get together and do some wrenching down there. You two live next to each other.
We will.
All right. Hope to see you soon at a race.
Woohoo!
All right, who's got the next one while I demote Eric?
GD Yeoman, I can take that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, GD Yeoman, who's a friend of the show and has been a guest host in the past, and always an entertaining and lovely individual, said, take time to get to know your fellow racers and the track and safety staff. He says, I always try to meet racers that I haven't seen before, ask them about what they brought and what other cars they're into. Same with the track staff that I can. You never know what you might learn. It might be the trick to getting the most out of that one turn that only the locals have figured out. Or it might be to assess the one non-disgusting bathroom that is staff only. Cheats come in all varieties.
That's a
Good point.
Great point.
Mm-hmm.
Local track knowledge is so important, and it usually doesn't have so much to do with the track itself or where the apex is here, because we can all figure that out. But where to get the best Hungarian goulash, or
Or the Oat fans made, which is the best local strip club?
That's what I was about to bring up.
Or shady club. It doesn't have to be strip club.
Does Johan know anything about the local establishments outside of any track?
A lot of them, yes.
Maybe in the greater Atlanta area. I don't know.
Well, it's not like he discovered that one. Yeah, I think that was from when Phil was living there. So
yeah,
awesome,
cool.
I did post the link up for of this show on our local Las Vegas Sports Car Club of America page. This is actually an active group of people. I thought maybe we'd pick up a few listeners. And to my surprise, we got some response. I would be surprised if Marlon and Mark are listening, but Marlon Teskin mentioned warming your sandwiches or any other lunch meal on a nice and toasty engine on top of some tinfoil right after an HPDE or a practice session is completed. Or if you just live in the desert, let it sit out in the sun for a few minutes. And we actually had a discussion on Facebook about doing the opposite with your beer. You want to drink it quickly. And he said, yeah, especially if you're having a bad day and you're reviewing your telemetry, you'll want to forget everything on there. Mark Bartlett actually went that old school thing we talked about with autocrossing, running street tires. Don't know if you've got the right pressure in them, ? Shoe polish around the corners. He's talking about the white shoe polish. You do that 3 or 4 points on your tire and from the face of the sidewall, and then check after your run to see how far your tires are rolling over. And that'll give you a good answer.
Totally. David Eccles said, BYOB, bring your own baby wipes to the nasty track bathrooms. Keep the skid marks on the corner entry and out of your fireproof undies. But do everyone who works in sewage management a favor and do not flush those things. They create havoc in the sewer system. You ever heard of a term fatberg? Go Google it.
Fatberg.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Wartburger Aaron ate at a track once.
No. It's much worse than that.
So here's what happens. This is the short version. If we had Matt Ferenchek here, he'd tell us all about this. Apparently, these flushable, in quotes, wipes, which are totally not, all kind of start to bind together in the sewer system and then bind to any grease that people pour down the drain, too. So you end up with this massive, massive ball of flushable wipes and grease.
This is terrible. Welcome to Everyone Plumbing.
Right, and it'll clog.
We're gonna go to Greg Smith now to tell us about the fatberg.
He doesn't listen to our show.
I
It
know.
clogs entire sewer systems, and they have to cut it out and scoop it out with backhoe. It's terrible, terrible stuff. So, A, don't put flushable wipes down the drain. They're not actually flushable. They ruin things. And B, don't pour your grease down the drain. I like to put it in a dish. Put it in the fridge, it hardens back up, then you could scoop it right into the trash. It's really easy.
Yeah, trash is where you put your grease, your bacon grease. Trust me, I create a lot of bacon grease.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Metzel.
Well, I'd say, and I know right now people are going, I'll just move my arms. I'm sorry. But all these people are going, oh, God. Yeah, I use the finger quote flushable wipes, and we make a lot of bacon in this house, and none of that goes into my septic system. And there are perfectly sanitary and acceptable means to deal with these things. You've got diaper genies, all this other kind of stuff. We're going on a tangent.
Or everyone gets
just get a bidet or toilet paper, people.
Or Toto flushlets or whatever, washlets that they're called.
I want a Toto so bad.
If I knew, I would have put in an outlet near the toilet when I redid the bathroom, but now it's too late. Next bathroom I redo, outlet near the toilet.
Absolutely.
Toto the Toto.
Yeah.
Yep. Our resident delivery expert, Jason Hopkins, the standard leave early, lots of travel time, but a good piece of information that I didn't know is the best time to cross city areas is between 1 and 5 a.m. So if you have a couple of cities you're going to have to go through, or you're going through the East Coast and you're freaking cursed with having to go anywhere near DC, Plan your route, look it over for detours, weight, all that other kind of stuff. And this kind of matters if it's your first time going to the track.
Yeah,
Especially
see,
if you're towing.
I was hoping that you weren't going to.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize
that you weren't going to read that because
Sorry.
I was going to try and make the transition from
Too late.
Poopberg to
All right.
Jason.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm live, I guess, huh?
Welcome to the show, Jason Hopkins.
Yes, and this comes from experience. I've driven a truck now the better part of almost 15 years, and I travel through a lot of metro areas. Let's say I live in New Hampshire. If I'm going through like down to like NJMP down your neck of the woods, Jeff. I'll try to time it so I'm through New York City by 5 a.m. My goal is, so that means I'll get my butt out of bed. It's a breeze going through Connecticut. It's like the only traffic you see is like the overnight work crews, and you can blast through Connecticut, barely touch the brakes doing 70 at that point. And
please don't drive your truck that fast.
No. This is my car. My truck's only covered at 67.
That's fine. Well, I've seen you on the track. I think you're also governed at 67 there too.
Hey Jeff, bite me. But I appreciate the tips.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jason. Check out his Facebook group. Which one is his? I can't keep track.
Citrus Racers Lounge.
Citrus Racers Lounge.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The other thing, the best time to go through a city, right now, because no one's out.
Truth. We drove to
Gone
Jeff's
now.
house early on in the quarantine.
I drove
and
80
took us-
through Philadelphia.
And you were like, and it was like 5 o'clock. You left after work.
It was
amazing.
5. It was rush hour, and I drove 80 through Philly. Great time to drive to the city right now. Steve Fricker said, hey, build an amazing theme car so the judges are so enamored they don't even notice the cheap Chinese turbo in a Miata or Honda.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah, Steve. Page out of the 3-pedal Mafia textbook here. Back in 2000, I'm going to say what? 11?
Gangnam
12?
Style.
We did a whole massive Gangnam Style theme with a dance and a song and everything so that no one would open the hood on our Honda Wago van to see the turbo we'd installed and had tuned and everything.
How long did
How'd that go? How'd that go?
Well,
tell me how many laps you got.
The dance worked perfectly.
The dance
No one
was
popped the hood.
amazing.
they didn't look under the hood, and we got in B0 like we usually were. As far as the turbo, that was a precursor to tell us about the times ahead, where we'd realize how much heat a turbo puts into the motor, even if you have a good cooling system, because every lap we did with that car gained us 5 degrees of coolant temperature.
So you did 2 or 3 laps and then had to come in.
Yep. And then we promptly pulled the turbo off before the race. So,
yeah, that happened.
Anyway.
Anyway, Rob Keller, who is his example is exactly him. So take the time to socialize with your garage paddock members, which we already talked about. They're pretty amazing people at these events. I take this back. Almost everyone is amazing in their own way. This is so Rob Keller. Take a little time to chat, and it's cool what you find out about the people others that we race with. As far as race hack, don't yell at the judges. Super good one. We haven't talked about that. Even though they may be wrong, they're only going by the information that they're given to them. Trust me, I have a much greater chance of changing their mind with a calm conversation than you do with a temper tantrum. It's very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Am I next? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm playing with the system here.
Either I can do this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from Jerry Ringel, and he types, make absolutely positive in no possible cheaty way bone stock Miata doesn't sound like an F-16 with a few fan blades missing on takeoff, i.e. put a muffler on it. We were actually sitting talking to Eric Rude at Barber where they don't have noise restrictions. And one of his Miatas was coming by, and finally after about the 3rd time, Eric goes, Jerry, just next time I need a muffler on that thing, please. The corner workers were actually complaining.
Oh, that's too bad.
I love this next one. Duff Ryan Duff Ryan. Don't know who you are, but that's fantastic that you gave us an option. Wear decent footwear in the paddock. Jesus, my toes hurt looking at this picture. Oh, I don't know what this picture is.
Sorry. It's on, I believe that is on the Citrus Racers.
Anyway,
Chrissy, you could share your screen if you wanted to show everybody the picture.
I don't have the picture. I'm reading the content.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
But no, I'm sorry, but I agree. Wearing decent footwear. I usually resort to sneakers pretty quickly because on the concrete, on the asphalt, whatever you're walking, you're running. I usually do about 21,000 steps. That includes racing, so kind of not legit, but do a lot of walking and running. So I love this idea of decent footwear.
He is
I remember
actually
once at Summit Point. Go ahead, Mental.
I'm sorry. He's talking about the picture we used to promote it, and it was the one we were swapping the engine in the boat at New Jersey, and you're in flip-flops.
Yeah, it's true. And they're uncomfortable flip-flops now that I look at that picture.
And
Chris
is also in flip-flops.
Okay.
Well, comfortable. Yeah, and it's so comfortable that is sometimes okay. Heels, not good. Very high boots, also not very good. But I agree that you should consider what you're wearing in the paddock because
One race. I was at Summit Point. I wore some flip-flops that I thought were good, but they were cheap. And by the end of the weekend, they were nothing. Like I might as well have just a piece of leather on the bottom of my foot. And my feet hurt for a couple of days after that. So I agree. There's also a time I forgot to bring shoes, and I had to wear my race shoes all weekend. And they don't have
that. There's the picture.
Oh. Yeah.
Look at that.
I didn't do that.
Not safe shoes.
And I'm standing right next to an engine hoist. Okay.
Oh, we were long done with any hopes of that boat ever making it to the track by this point.
Is this a Steph Schrader trademark butts of New Jersey motorsports?
No, this is a mental photo.
Finds a picture.
I was trying to be all artsy, and really it's just Matt's butt.
And mine.
Vortex in the front, because everyone wants to see the 95 Blazer engine because wow, look at that power.
So I don't know if all of our listeners know that story, but this was the one race that Steph Schrader came to drive with us, which is fine. But what happened is the Lemons people asked her to take a lot of pictures because they weren't sending somebody to be their photographer. And she literally sent back like 400 pictures of people's butts. And then she did it. I think she was writing for Jalopnik at the time.
Mostly sorry for party.
And then she did like a picture series, the butts of New Jersey motorsports. So somewhere out there is a picture of all of our butts working on that terrible Chevy S10, replacing that terrible VTEC motor while she didn't help. But she took lots of pictures of people.
It was Vortec, not VTEC.
Oh, Vortec. I'm sorry.
Big difference. Yeah.
I did not mean VTEC. I knew Vortec.
Okay, good.
Trust me, I'm living in the world of LS swap websites. I know Vortec.
Excellent. All right. Look at the notes. Keep going.
Okay, Renee Lamb. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Renee. My favorite track hack cheat is to completely dehydrate yourself before the day starts, so that way you don't have to come in and pee. And then there was like, no, joking.
No,
kinda.
They're not wrong.
That's exactly what it said. Joking. ...
You have to find the balance between don't drink a bunch of water before you go out, but don't be dehydrated so you pass out and crash and die.
I am coming. That fine line is fine.
It is
really hard.
Renee's an avid. She's a 944 person. She does a lot of champs. She's done some lemon stuff. I feel like that's a little bit of one of those. Don't do like I did this one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess I shouldn't admit that. Then.
When you're driving for 4 hours, it's tough. And Patrick Wilmart used one of our crap tricks at a real race, pulling the frame out of their Mustang at Road America with a logging chain and F250. Then pulling the frame down to the come along in their open trailer. Gentlemen and lady, how many times have we pulled cars straight, usually with multiple GM trucks at the track?
Several.
3
or 4.
I'm trying to think.
Does my father's RV and your mother's BMW, does that one count when we did that one?
Totally. Yep. And then also, I'm not even counting the times I've done it at home with the tree in the yard.
This is at the race.
To the Rolls Royce and to the Civic and
Solstice.
Chrissy's sister's
the
car.
Solstice.
Well, the Solstice was that was no tree involved. That was just 2 trucks, but it was a great picture. It was a great picture.
Hey, you know who knows how to move some metal and eat some burgers? We have with us the work burglar Aaron. Work burglar Aaron, how you doing out there? Are you on the microphone?
I'm on the microphone, and I'm probably drunker than Mental usually is.
I'm saving it for tomorrow, man.
I'm doing it tonight.
That's fine. You doing well? You healthy and staying hunkered down out there?
Locked in my apartment where everybody wants me.
Oh, that's terrible. You had a great tip, and I just wanted to make sure you had a chance to tell all of our listeners, all 9 of them.
Yeah, Chris talking about the turbo on the Civic brought me to what me and Dave came to the conclusion on the Cressida a long time ago when he bought it. We were talking about what to do with the car, and I came up with one simple rule: is keep it simple. Keep it simple. You keep the car simple. It stays reliable. Stays reliable. You finish races. Adding boosts only speeds up how quickly the tow truck gets to you.
You know, our car is really, really good for 2 races at a time, and then it blows up. And then it's really, really good, and then it blows up.
It's really, really bad in our house between those 2 races because you were rebuilding engines all the freaking time.
I have a question. Chris, have we pulled more Civics from getting hit, or have we pulled off more heads to look at a head gasket with a turbo on and go?
I'm going to say heads.
Well,
I'm going to say heads. I've been there for a lot of them since you built that car. I'm definitely going to say heads. There's been a few wrecks in the Civic, but it's definitely what was it, 2 years you had that turbo on there?
Yeah, it was great, and then it wasn't. I only did head gaskets at the track twice.
All right. How many times have we pulled that turbo off to do something?
Twice.
We've done it twice in the same weekend. What do you?
In 2 separate cars.
He's got a point, Chris.
This is why we went to the
K series
aspirated motor.
Absolutely. This is also why we're LSing the 300Z. Aaron, how good is that 300Z to work on?
I'd rather punch myself in the balls.
Yeah.
I told you all that thing sucks to work on.
And we knew it. And that's why we knew that motor was not long for this world. We were just trying to make it work.
Oh my God.
Listen, it's bad in this world if I recommend an LS swap for anything. And because I hate LS swaps. And I recommended an LS swap for that car.
Yep.
Right around the same time you guys said you were going to do it, I was like, oh, okay, well, you beat me to it.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right, Aaron, stay healthy, stay safe out there. Sorry we couldn't be there for your birthday, but we'll get to you next time.
We love you, buddy. It's always a good way to spot a new team at the fingers up for Aaron. Spot a new team at the track as they show up with all the power adders. We're like, oh, you've never done this before.
I've got Douglas Extra Track and 7 pounds of boost. Woo!
Yeah.
Well,
we went with dual Hollies. I got a header on here. Don't tell them we totally got a cheaty cam in it. I'm like, yeah, they know. They don't care. Yeah. You're going to blow up.
That's about right.
I'm going to say something that I don't want it to come off to sound like we're bragging, but we kind of know what we're doing. We know how to make Hondas go. We showed up with
only mostly by failure.
We showed up with a K-Series swapped, very light, very well sorted, handles great Civic, and they went, so how many axles are you going to do this weekend? and our answer was perfect. I said, no, it's okay. We already swapped one this weekend. We're good.
And then we didn't drive the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mental got out and was like, there's something wrong, and I didn't get to drive.
I fixed it eventually. It's
true.
Fine now.
It's fine now, but you're absolutely right. There's teething problems anytime you build a race car.
Yeah.
But no, and that's goes to that whole social nature of this is if you've got time, hang around tech, especially like the brand new, we're totally going to do all this. We got all these cheaty parts, things like that. And just watch Phil or Jay. People underestimate Jay's extensive knowledge or
Steve. I like watching Steve go like,
go.
Yeah.
You're going to break this part on lap number 27, and he's usually almost right on.
Yeah, and Eric Rude's right there, but he just does it so quietly. He just kind of thinks it to himself.
Well, he didn't really give us any crap for the K swap. He just kind of reached in with his Sharpie and wrote like a
Sad face.
He threw a
frowny
sad face.
right on the valve cover, and he said, "That's how your weekend is gonna go." And he wasn't wrong.
Yep. He knows.
Oh,
Eric's
man.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm looking at the attendees here. I didn't see any Q&A or other chat. If any of the attendees have another tech tip and hasn't spoken yet, we can get you going. If you haven't spoken yet,
who's that damn hooligan that says they've got a tech tip, but they're in the rookie race long section?
let's see here.
You got a mic there, damn hooligan?
This is the guy from.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Who are you? Introduce yourself.
Monte Carlo Supra, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, cool. We like the tuna here.
I like the tuna here.
Yes, sir.
I love your sandwiches.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Why don't you give
it?
it?
Thank my wife for that, though. She made all the tuna. I just made the sandwiches.
And you guys were so safe too. You had gloves and spoons, and it was very impressive.
And there's nothing worse than getting served with greasy hands.
You were COVID ready before COVID happened.
When you're serving mayonnaise tuna in the sun in the summer, you got to make sure you're safe.
As safe as you can be, I suppose.
Do you have any tips for anyone who maybe is new to the world of lemons? Or
listen to everybody around you. They have good stuff to say usually, and don't be a dick and stay out of everybody's way.
There you go.
You guys did a great job of that. Like, as I'd watch you understeer off to the outside, I'd pass to the inside and go, "Oh, those guys are."
Hopefully, everything that we're doing to it now will hopefully fix some of those problems. But we created a whole bunch of others doing what we're doing. So.
Oh yeah, that's always how it
works. So why don't you? Because people may not know exactly who you are. You run a Toyota. General
it's
Motor
a 97
Toyota?
Monte. It's a 97 Monte Carlo that identifies as a Supra.
Identifies as a Supra. So we're okay saying that it's a Monte Carlo.
Well, it prefers to be identified as a Supra, but
got it.
What are the pronouns for the car?
Junk.
Good. Yep.
Yeah.
About right.
So we raced a V6 GM product for a very long time in the old lemons there, and I don't wish that on anyone. And yours even was like front drive, so that's got to be terrible.
It was terrible. It was what it was, and we may or may not have made it worse by swapping in a supercharged Ecotec. We'll see how that goes.
I like that idea, though. It's lighter weight.
Yeah, I think
available.
and Ecotec has a great history. The Toyolet, which is another Toyota.
No. This is Cobalt SS Ecotec.
I think the Toyolet has
the
that
Toyolet
too.
is it's a 2.4. It's like a Malibu Ecotec. It's like what's in the
Solstice. This is the 2-liter Saab variant.
Right.
Oh, well, even better.
Supercharged. The Toyolet was a turbo, but right now, Dr. Florida Man is both praising your ambition and then cursing that you took one of those engines out of rotation.
Well, he actually gave us parts for it. He gave us the heat exchanger in exchange for parts that we couldn't use. So we like him.
There you go.
Everybody
loves
likes Donnie. Yeah.
There's a great tradition amongst lemons racers that you might not be aware of. Is there are two kinds of lemons teams: those that stick to the same theme forever, and those that change constantly. Now, I love your theme. I don't think there's anything wrong with your theme, but you seem to be like the kind of guys who would be really into retheming every couple of years or so. Is that in the future? Have you given that any thought?
There has been much thought. Due to the coronation, our work schedule on getting the car running has put that on the back burner for this year. More than likely, if we race, it will still be the Supra, but there is a retheme in the works.
Do it for Dale! Do it for Dale! Woo!
I was just going to say, that thing just kind of screams NASCAR themes.
Fair enough. We'll keep that in mind.
You can do better, Jeff. Come on.
You can absolutely do better. But
you're more creative than that.
But just think of all of the weird NASCAR-y themes you could have.
The sky's the limit. It's only limited to your imagination, to be honest.
I'm thinking about like sponsored by.
As long as Dick Trickle's the driver, then you're
exactly.
all set.
That's great. What is your first name, Hooligan?
Brian.
Oh, it is Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know which one it was.
Excellent.
Yeah, come on, he likes the tuna here. It's Brian.
Well, I know I know which one is Brian. I didn't know which one was on the phone.
Fine.
So,
All right. Excellent.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to demote you back to just a regular listener.
And I think our last, Randy gave us one just to wrap this up with.
Are we going back to Randy? Let me see.
Well,
No. Just
read it
let
too.
Chris
It's
read it. It's
I'll
fine.
read it
Okay.
too. He said, "Run and lemons race like you're making Cannonball Run 2. The end result just doesn't matter. Try to have fun and not kill anyone."
By the way, everyone, the greatest line in Cannonball Run 2 is when they line up all the racers and they ask them what they would like their last meal to be. And they all answer it really honestly. Dean Martin says, can I see the wine list?
So
Tom DeLuise says, frickin' chickasee. I mean, chicken fricassee. Go ahead, Chrissy.
the video behind you is
Yes.
hilarious.
I
So
don't
the
even know what it
video-
is. It's just 9/11.
It's fine, but he looks like he's eating your head like constantly because he is just talking and he's going like this on top of your head. And I was
Need
like,
more
actually eating
brains.
my chair.
Need more
that's
brains.
what he's doing. He's eating
Yeah.
your head. So
I-
that's what
I
happens if you put
had-
video on your back.
Yeah, I had a great video all edited up, which was all really old Porsche commercials and old road tests from oh my God, what's that show from Owings Mills, Maryland?
Motor Week.
Motor Week.
Welcome
And-
to Motor
Welcome to
Week.
Motor Week, and they were awesome. And then Zoom said, "This does not have the proper resolution.
Yeah,
You cannot play this behind you."
that's a thing.
It's a thing. So before we go, I know that there was some sort of requirement that we all wear a blip shift shirt today. Do we want
I
to
just
talk
said
about?
if you were going to be on the show, because I didn't know if we were going to go video or not. I said where you're. I was telling our very loyal listeners for them to all wear their cleanest blip shift shirt, because the Venn diagram of owns a more than one blip shift shirt and listens to E1R is on top of each other. And we've all got our favorites, and then we've got our dirty trackside ones that are destroyed.
I know it's most of your wardrobe mental. Some of us don't have quite as many as you, but
Exactly. Mine is actually not blip shift. It's a different company, but it's
close enough.
I had to look through my couple other ones and found, oh, crap, that wasn't blip shift.
Yeah.
I've missed the Citron. That's a great shirt.
I had that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we bought it for you. That's why.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the only way to get anything done.
So, yeah, magnifique.
Yep. And I've got the Civic EF because this is the one I wear every Friday night at a race, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
Santiago
race
is
up,
here.
right?
He wants to tell everyone what his blip shift shirt is.
Well, does he have a camera? Turn his
Hey,
camera on.
doesn't Santiago have a new name? What's Santiago's name?
The Wheelman? What did we decide?
Capitan Drifto.
That's it.
Yeah,
That
El
was it.
Capitan de
Santiago, do you have a microphone? Can you join us?
I'm on my phone, so yeah.
No.
Hey, turn the camera on. He's got a camera.
I know. No, we can't do a camera from there. They can't. I know it's weird. If I turn them, let's see here. This might
Zoom problems.
Yeah, this is Zoom problems
Don't
because
drop us again, dude.
because he's
No.
a
Well,
participant.
He can just tell us what his flip shift shirt is. Because no one's actually watching this stupid video. So
It's true.
yeah.
Santiago, what are you wearing? Is it sexy?
One of the best cars ever made, the Lancia Stratos rally car, and the classic Alitalia livery.
Of course, absolutely. Because if you're doing that, you got to do it in the proper livery.
Yeah, I also read in the chat that you were iRacing earlier today. You want to give that a shout out?
Yeah, I've been running the Dinner with Racers series, their Thursday night blunder, which is complete chaos. This week was Classic Le Mans, no chicanes, with a Nissan GTP GTP prototype, 410 wing sprint cars, global rallycross cars, trophy, the Pro 2 Light trophy truck, the slowest trophy truck.
Nice.
That's good.
I saw their the 12 hours of the poop ring that they were doing live. That was hysterical.
They did a 12-hour race.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't have
So
the patience.
doing once a week, Thursday broadcasts. with all kinds of crazy mismatched classes.
That's what we should be doing on Friday.
That's our
Stay
Friday
tuned.
Night Folly.
We're going to need
Friday
you
Night
to
Folly.
give us some suggestions for Friday.
Yeah, Le Mans is pretty good in the GRC car because it can do 2 laps on fuel with a full tank. So it's in lap, out lap, in lap, out lap, in lap, out.
That gets old.
That's fantastic. Well,
I'm in first place. I'm in the pits.
I'm glad, yes,
I'm in
yes,
first
yes.
place.
Santiago, thanks for joining us. I'm going to disable your talking here. We'll see you on the iRacing soon. And
Yeah.
someday, if we ever get back to racing, you definitely got to join us at a Lemons race at some point.
100%. I'm totally in.
If you wheel half as good in real life as you do in the digital world,
Well,
I'm
you
gonna-
saw me
I'm
on
gonna-
we'll dominate.
Right, or Jeff's gonna lose his seat.
Apparently, I'm a lot better in the Camaro than in the Miata.
What? Big surprise. He likes a car that slides. This is my shock face.
Yeah, you can actually power slide the Camaro. It's so much easier to drive.
I definitely have to, but all the Lemons people are like running. The good Lemons people are running in the Camaro, so I don't want to get involved in that good traffic. I think I'd rather just suck at the back.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Santiago, we should have had Santiago. I should have told Santiago to push his. Let me get him back again.
Well, scooter Boriega.
No,
Yeah.
but push your Twitch because we can't possibly remember.
Yeah,
the Twitch.
Santiago, tell us about your social media. Where are you at so everyone can find you?
It's Escuderia Boricua.
No one will know how to spell that.
Just find him. Find him on Facebook.
Yeah. Escuderia Boricua Rally Team.
And that's
Twitch
your-
is just. I think you. I don't know.
Yeah, the Twitch
Or
is the
maybe
same,
if you
right?
search my name on Twitch, it comes up. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Well, nobody knows how to Twitch because we're all older than 12.
I even tried this week. Amanda was like, I'm not going to go on Twitch. And I was like, okay, I'll just go try to find Santiago and Jim's. And I'm like searching for things. You have to search. I didn't get anywhere. I could watch 80,000 Minecraft videos, but I got nowhere
older
trying to
than
find.
12.
Yeah. 12-year-olds. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Well, so find Santiago's Twitch, like Santiago's rally team. Even though he drives a BRZ, he drives the frickin' wheels off of it. And he usually does pretty well.
Yes, sir. All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Santiago.
Shit, I misspelled it.
I was gonna copy it and paste it, but that's all good.
We got you. Keep putting that up there. We'll make sure to put the link up there. Where are we at in the show? I've been watching the.
It's
things.
time
I lost
for
the
everyone's favorite topic.
Just the tip.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna give our own tips. Not necessarily what we liked from the group. What do you think our tips should be?
Quick tips too.
Quick tips. Is this safety tips
Okay.
only or just tips in general?
No, it's
Yeah,
just track tips.
Track tips.
Track tips. Go.
All right. Somebody else go while I answer this message.
Try to do a track walk. You see so many things that you don't see otherwise.
We're working on that better this year. So we've talked to
Yes.
Lemons. Lemons is interested in making us have them hosted. We're not promising this at all, but we're getting further than we have with this.
Yes, we're in talks for at least for Lemons at least to
East Coast races.
accommodate these as a not necessarily promote, but just kind of go like, okay, and just make sure the track will let us do it. So
Because we've had
we're
some
trying.
really hard time with them. They have not been excited about doing
Some
that.
tracks are better than others, but it really matters and it really helps. So that's mine.
Ah.
Out.
Awesome. Mental, your tip.
Yeah, Chrissy had her hand up.
Okay.
Crock-Pot Liners.
Bam!
That's
That is
Right?
a hell of a
Great one.
tip.
Right?
That's a great one. Yeah.
People do not. If you don't know what a Crock-Pot Liner is, look it up. I got them. I get
Just buy
boxes
some.
from Reynolds Wrap on Amazon. I think I got a couple cases of them. They're worth it. I am probably I'm pretty close to the crunchiest person around here on the show. I really care about throwing things away because I live next to a landfill. So I really don't like to waste. But at race tracks, you have to do some waste, and Crock-Pot Liners are the answer. You make your food, you pick it up, you wipe out with one paper towel, and you start your next meal. They are the answer. They do not catch on fire. They're amazing. I don't know what they're made out of, but they're worth it.
Molybdenum. I think it's molybdenum.
I think that's what it's on. Yeah.
Molly blended them.
What?
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that I said no one can spell Scuderia, and then Santiago misspelled in the chat.
It's like you saying the pedal mafia.
Exactly. So there are 2 show topics that we absolutely have to repeat because we did them really early, and I think everybody missed them who actually likes good content because we've gotten so much better. And it's trailering and a trackside food.
Okay, we can do that.
We did them both like under show 20, and I think we
should not listen to those shows.
No, don't listen.
Don't.
No.
Please don't.
All right, Metzel, do you have a trackside tip?
I was actually going to go with just piggybacking on Chrissy's. You can't underestimate the importance of good food, and for early on when you're thinking about this, or if you don't have an RV, if you're just doing this out of an open trailer, it's something that gets neglected. Find a way to feed everyone in your paddock. Just they'll have the concession stand open or something like that. There needs to be some sort of constant force. You underestimate how many calories you burn doing this. When it's cold, you burn a lot of calories. When it's hot, you're sweating out. You're going to want to eat more than you normally would when you're not racing, and everyone around you is going to want to eat more.
And you need lots of liquid that hopefully doesn't end up with 85 half-drunk water bottles around your paddock that no one knows whose is whose.
Oh, that's another good one. Let's go with that one.
It's green.
That's not working.
See it. So we
it.
always do the Najin bottles. My tip is going to be a little different, I guess, and that is that you need to. Everybody has already talked about meeting people, but I'm going to put another twist in there. Is you need to lend and borrow. Everybody needs a tool. Everybody has it. Everybody needs something in a Lemons paddock or is looking for something. Don't be afraid to ask, because the person that you go up to and you say, "Hey, do you have a bandsaw?" You might actually find a bandsaw, and even if not, they go, "What do you need a bandsaw for?" And then they come over and they look at what you're doing and they see and they give tips and just really like. When you're in the throes of it, when you're wrenching, if you find that you don't have something, go looking for it. Most importantly, if somebody comes up really frantic and is like, "Do you have a 6-sided socket in 19 millimeters?"
Well, that's easy. It's usually something obscure.
Exactly. If someone says, "Hey,
I need 6-star," that's the opposite way.
Yeah.
Or what do you do? We're using the
I need
square.
4 bolts on Maxima transmission for mini.
Yeah. like
That's a thing.
Giant Dave said, "Bring random stuff." Give random stuff. If somebody says, "Hey, I need some wire. Do you have any wire or any metal?" Open up your box and let them root through it, and then say, "Make sure you bring that back and bring me a beer," and they'll come back and they'll bring a beer and they'll be so thankful. So,
how many times have I lent out our box of hose and bag of bolts?
Yeah, our hose baby gets around.
I know.
So much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Anybody got anything else before the good of the order?
We have so
Aaron's got
many,
another
but
tip. Somebody
okay.
read that while I.
This is a good one to finish off. Aaron says, get to the Wartburgers before me. Yeah.
He's very polite,
Right.
though. You're so
He is.
polite. What?
He waits. Like, everyone had one? Everyone had one? All right, great.
I usually say, "Here, Aaron, did you here's your second, go, or third."
I do remember at the wedding, Doug, "Don't go anywhere with that fucking tray."
Well, he was drunk. I think it's hilarious that Aaron is so kind and would never say a bad word. We made turkeys like 10 different races before he like admitted to me that he doesn't eat turkey.
Yeah.
So he like literally didn't eat the meat. And trust me, that boy likes to eat the meat. And then he finally says, "Yo, man, I don't get in on Yardbird."
So yeah.
Okay.
Know your team. There you go. That's a good one.
There you go. It's a little more than an hour and a half, so we're right at the time here. I want to say thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers, we hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to YouTube and watch it again so we get some likes, right? I don't know. Check it out. We will be posting this on YouTube a little later. I have to wait till it downloads. It's kind of a pain in the ass. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page or just go to iTunes. Give us that old 5-star rating. Everyone Racers, email us, everyone.racers@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram or Twitters at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the zoomy side up. Unless you don't Zoom, then just call us on the phone and tell us what's up. I forgot I also had to push stop on the recording.
I hope that makes it